About 24 hours. Do you want to just tell me what's on your mind right now? How are you feeling?
Well, it was devastating to hear about Charlie Kirk and the shooting that occurred in Utah. It just broke my heart that there's really no place for this kind of gun violence or any kind of violence here in the United States, and we keep seeing more and more of it. This is on the heels of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark that were shot and killed at their home, and then State Senator John Hoffman and his wife that were shot at their home. I mean, we really have to be able to disagree on issues, but not turn into a violent state or nation, because this is just not something that's healthy for anybody. This is not good for our democracy. It's not good for our families. And I'm a member of Moms Demand Action, and I hate seeing guns being used in this way. This is just not acceptable, and my heart breaks for Charlie Kirk and his family and his kids, and this never should have happened. There really should be no violence like this in political venues.
Obviously, we know that floor sessions, committee hearings can be very tense, and you can get into some heated arguments with your colleagues on the other side of the aisle.
Yeah.
But that being said, I guess how does this incident, change or motivate you to continue doing this job in a specific way? I mean, I guess what lessons are you learning?
Well, I think, emotions are high sometimes, absolutely. And, my husband he took his own life by suicide with a gun. So I'm a survivor of somebody who used gun violence against themselves. And we just need to have good gun sense laws. We need to have good mental health for people so they can deal with what's happening in their lives. And we need to be able to have disagreements without getting hostile and violent with each other. So one thing I keep trying to push is that be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through, and we need more mental health services in this state and the nation.
And obviously this state being a heavily Democratic state, and not everybody obviously agrees, but with you being part of the majority party, I guess, what's your message for people, who might feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like my voice can't come through because I disagree with the majority party, but I don't want to lead to violence.
Yeah.
Like, how can you encourage people, to feel like their voices are heard without having to go to violence?
Yeah, well, I'm a staunch fighter for democracy, and democracy is a coming together of different viewpoints. And that is how you get the best policy, listening to people that disagree with you, because you need to be able to pass these laws that work for everybody. And I think it's critically important to have those conversations, have those debates, but do them with respect, do them with civility, do them without hatred in your heart, and just work on getting the good policies we need in California.
Last question. What are you doing to ensure that your colleagues on the other side of the aisle, and even your own colleagues, feel supported during this time where it's so tense and heated?
Yeah, well, I continue to reach out to my colleagues. I posted on my social media how horrifying it was to read about the news, and that my heart goes out to his family and those who knew and loved him. And nobody should have to go through this kind of pain and grief, because this is something that's going to be with them the rest of their lives. And it truly is just absolutely horrific, and there's no place for this kind of violence in America.